All right, welcome. We are in week one of update 44 for the PTS, and we have been playing with the new cloak. And I want to go over a couple things with it and show you a really fun build that has no combat application, but as a thief, it's kind of worth looking into. So, the way the new cloak works is it costs an amount of magicka every 2 seconds. I think it starts out around 3,200. You can reduce in a couple ways, which we've done. And your next strike damage will always be critical strike. And you get the Born from Shadows for 10 seconds, increasing your damage done to monsters by 10%. You also get Major Prophecy and Savagery crit damage, crit strike when it's on either bar. So let's talk about some things with it. So when you use the cloak, you can't sprint anymore. It pulls you out of cloak. Kind of annoying. It is what it is. So you can't sprint with cloak anymore. So my thought was, let's make a silly build that takes cloak and makes it permanently up. It's not a combat build because we use too many slots. So you can do some things in combat and be really weird, and I'll talk about that, but it is kind of usable. Not in a real way, but like a haha funny way. So let's dive into how we built this. So first up is we're running a Seducer, and honestly, you don't even have to like get anything past white because we don't have magic recovery when we're cloaked. We go down to 0. Reduces the cost of magic abilities by 10%. This includes cloak. Great. What we pair that with is a Darlock Bray. Now what it is Darlock Bray is while you're crouching and upracing, you restore 670 magicka and stamina and heal for 770 health every second. It means you get about 3,000 and what's that? 40 or 1,340. 1,000, yeah, 340 every second, every 2 seconds for magicka. And what we're running is reduced magicka cost enchantments, and it's infused, so it ends up coming to 324 pieces per jewelry, which means that we reduce it by about 972. That's a great amount. So we're reducing it by 972. We're also taking it down by 10%. And to boot, we are a Breton for another 7% reduction. So all of this combined brings it down to 1,477. So we are able to cloak. But you'll notice, just that alone isn't quite enough. It's starting to go down. See, every so often it goes down by like about 1%. Okay. So we need one more thing. Now a lot of people will be like, okay, well you can use siphoning strikes and you just use some kind of heal to keep yourself up, and you can totally do that. Or because we don't have magic recovery, who cares if we run a banner? Now, what you do is you run the banner that reduces the cost of the non-ultimate abilities by 8%. Then you get the class skill, which is restore 400 magic and stamina if your target is above 50%. You're the target in this case, so you're not below 50%. You're going to restore the magicka. And then you can pick whatever you want for the last one. So, if we cast the banner, and we stealth up, and we cloak, we are effectively in a permanent state of cloak forever. We just start restoring more than it actually costs. And for the fun thieving side of it, we can run Shadow Queen's Cowl. And this lets you see the guard, successfully pickpocketing a witness or guard, place distraction, and, you know, using their stealth. Yeah, basically it's a great thieving. Very thematic. But, as you can see, we're very invisible. Look how close we can get this guy. And I say that because we are cloaked. I forget that. Yeah, so they're not going to be able to see us. no matter what we do. We are 100% invisible, not end. And it is such a silly build. Now, that leaves up in your Moon Stone, so you can pick up the Steed for speed. You'll know that I took nothing here matters. Nothing here matters. But you can pick up, Infamous, Cut Purse Art, Sustaining Shadows, and Steed's Blessing for more speed. So you can get a decent speed. Oh, and the other thing is because I want to move faster, we are a vampire. That does increase our cost by 3%. That's why we had to do a little bit of finessing. But it lets us ignore the movement penalty of sneak. So we're just as fast as normal. It's a fun little build. It's not a serious build, but it is a way of showing if you do have a good understanding of the mechanics of the game, you can do some silly things.